Hi, I'm Peter Haddock and I've got my eye on Hillhead and so has Powerscreen here. And I'm joined today by Neil Robinson. You are the Product Director for Powerscreen.
Indeed I am.
What is the big one that we've got here, the beast as you call it?
So this is our recently launched Premier Track 450. It's the follow-on from our highly successful 400X. Keeps the same, relatively the same size of chamber as we had before, but upgraded for crushing strength. Bigger burns, thicker sides, everything that's there to make it fit for purpose and what it does. But it's not just the chamber that we've worked on. We've taken the whole plant back from scratch. We have standardized our hopper with our 15mm, 25% thicker than it was before. You can see down the back here, we have massive strengths in the chassis. This here option, this particular machine here, the static one, is fitted with a pre-screen.
Yep.
And you can see the extended dirt conveyor that's on it. And everything that is there is to maximize your uptime.
Right.
You know, it's maximize your throughput, it's maximize your uptime, because those two things are what every operator wants, because that's what's putting the coin in his pocket.
Absolutely. And when we talk about products, folks, what is really impressive to hear is that you've got customer feedback there.
Yes.
And they've said, look, we value your product, but can you make it even more robust? Can you make it thicker? Can you give us that output, but also with the strength? And it just combines, it allows somebody to do more with this machine and to go into other areas that they wouldn't be necessarily as confident with, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we would be foolish to think that we can make a machine on our own, right? We would be honestly foolish without taking the feedback of the people that are using the machines day in, day out, using it in the quarry. If we are not listening to them, we are not improving the machine right. So it is critical that we get the feedback from the customers.
And I think what's really interesting about the stand here is it's a square stand and it's held up, Neil, by 4 pillars. Now we're going to have to go and have a look at those pillars now, because that's defining your presence here at Hillhead, which is really important, not just about the machines, but about the whole Powerscreen offering. So folks, it's time to go and get to pillar number 1. Number 1, the 4 pillars of decarbonisation, the mobile concept. Neil, this is all about, how you are doing things better for the environment, whilst also making sure that people can earn a living, isn't it?
Yeah, so the one thing to highlight is this has been the core of our business from we have been created. From we have started in '66, we have really revolutionized the mobile concept. Before that, it was static machinery. You were trucking everything to the static plant, massive carbon bills, massive diesel bills, pollution. Whenever we brought out the mobile concept, we were taking that to the face. We were removing the need for all, everything was processed there. What was needed was taken away. What needed further processing. You've massively reduced the percentage of the hydrocarbons, etc., that you're putting in the atmosphere. The big thing, and one of the things we really want to highlight with our 4 pillars, is the decarbonisation. It's the reduction of the impact we have on the environment. Should that be through diesel? Should it be through dust, etc., etc.?
Yeah.
It's the whole concept that drives us through these 4 pillars.
So pillar number 1 down, folks. But the thing I really want to stress myself is every drop counts. Fuel is now way more expensive than it used to be, but every drop of every machine counts. So move it once, move it well, crush it where it should be crushed, but also it's about the robustness that we've heard earlier about the machines, so that actually their life cycle is increased and their maintenance is reduced, so therefore no carbon for the engineers to keep going there.
Yeah.
So folks, time for 2. Here we have reduces double handling of materials, less requirement for wheel loaders. Neil, that's what's going on here, isn't it?
One of the biggest expenses you have on any quarry face is your wheel loader. It's the most fuel thirsty thing that is running in any of these. Anything that you can do to remove double handling. As you can see here, our 13X is running. It only has a limited stockpile height. It's fine for this sort of application. We're running in the short term, but if we were, for example, to put in a 100-foot conveyor there, you're reducing what may have to be emptied after 1 hour, hour and a half, to maybe doesn't need to be seen to a day and a half.
Wow.
Which is a massive reduction.
Fantastic. 2 down. Pillar number 3, folks, and one of my favourites as well. But first of all, let's talk about the first element of pillar number 3, the Drytrain. Neil, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so one of the big things, and one of the things that we have hung our hat on from the very start, is our direct drive.
Right.
In our jaw chambers, on our cone crushers, we don't use a hydraulic drive, we use a direct drive, so it's the maximum efficiency.
Right.
And that can lead to an efficiency saving of around 15%.
Wow.
You know, so whenever you're talking about a machine that's maybe using 40, 50 litres of diesel, you know, per hour,
Yeah.
you know, it multiplies up very, very quickly. When we take all of the different aspects together, it's something that's there to maximise the efficiency and, most importantly, maximise the profit for the operator.
The favourite bit for me, folks, is the word telematics, because I love it when machines can talk to their owners and also can talk to the people that look after them. And telemetry is so important, isn't it?
One of the big things that we have noticed in telemetry is owners seeing their own machines idling.
Oh yeah,
you know, so we
have
seen, you know, we have seen telemetry. We have looked at a machine is maybe doing 25%, 30% idling, or it's sitting doing nothing. Like that is returning nothing to that user. You know, one of the things I talked about, especially with the 450, uptime.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a service team that can look at telemetry, see what the fault is, have that part in the van before they even leave to go and look at the machine.
Yeah.
You're minimising your downtime. And downtime might not be one machine.
No,
you have a train of machines, you have 3 machines, you have a wheel loader, you know, you have 5, 6 people standing about.
Yeah.
So it's not just that one machine. So anything that you can do that's maximising your uptime is massive.
And that's the big, massive 3, folks. So let's go on to the final 4. Come on. So we're here with the final 4th pillar, Neil, and what's really interesting about this is I talk a lot about alternative fuels and how the industry can change the way it's doing things. And now we're talking about alternative drives, aren't we? Which is really important for the future of the industry.
Yeah, so we've started to see a trend worldwide where there's a lot more interest in electrification, for example. There's interest in hydrogen power. And it's up to us to essentially try to follow those trends, keep an eye on them, make sure. So at the minute, we're sort of operating at around 70% of our machines have a hybrid option.
Right, right.
And so, you know, there's different variations in how we do that. Some of the things may be what we would call a dual power. So it's an additional set of electric motors with hydraulic. There is our full electric. You know, you'll see in the stand there, we have a Warrior 1400 XE. So it is a plug-in machine. Which is fully electric. Every conveyor that we run is electrically powered. So we have a huge versatility in the things, but why are we doing it? Again, it comes back to our 4 pillars. And that's one thing that I really wanted to highlight across this video here. We are looking at the full package.
The whole
we are looking at everything together. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Is the things that needs to be there to maximise your decarbonisation.
And when we finish with the 4 pillars, we've actually got the 3 C's: climate technologies, clean power, and crushing carbon emissions. This is actually really important banner here on your stand, because this is a part of you doing a big study to introduce new technologies that is funded by the government as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it's one of the things we got involved with last year as part of phase 1 was a government scheme called RDR.
Right.
So it actually stands for Red Diesel Replacement. So it's a 500 million government scheme that's there to help promote hybrid technologies as such. So last year we actually created a hybrid version of our 450, which we've used essentially as a proof of concept and trialed new electrical drives. We've since went on to a phase 2 where we're working on a low voltage screener, 96 volt low voltage screener. We're working on hydrogen technology, and one of the companies we work with is a company called Catagen, who produce green diesel. By the end of this year, we will have our 450. We will have our 450 electric. We will have our 17X, which is the screen we talked about, and a hydrogen generator running fully electric, all as part of this scheme. So it's something that we really want to drive on. It's a proof of concept. It's a new electrical drive that's different to anything else in the market. So it's a massive thing for us.
So folks, it might be 4 pillars here at Hillhead, but it's certainly more happening in the alternative fuel space as well. So one to watch for the future, and I'm sure there'll be even greener stand here in 2 years' time. Great to see you. Cheers.
Thank you.